course, Stellar Blade fans are upset. Maybe if he didn't buy a game for what this character's boobs, and actually bought a game for gameplay or story. Not saying Star Wars Outlaws is a good game. I don't think it's to get 0 awards. Star Wars Outlaws is a game that's to get 0 awards. Like, honestly, like, it's like giving Sonic 06 nominations, okay? Star Wars Outlaws is like the Sonic 06 of Star Wars games, okay? No one likes this game, and this game dropped hard, okay? But Star Wars Outlaws, 3 nominations. Stellar Blade, 2 nominations. You should be happy Stellar Blade got at least 2 nominations. Okay, I don't understand why you guys like these guys just can't take any W's. Okay, Stellar Blade at least got 2 nominations, which I was shocked by that I got any. Okay, I'm shocked I even got 1. Okay, considering how much the media didn't like that game because of its fan base, which basically Stellar Blade's fandom is mostly full of like creepy people who are obsessed with Eve's body. That's basically the entire Stellar Blade fan base. Okay, and the people who use that game as basically the cultural battleground. Those are the 2 types of people who basically like Stellar Blade. Not many people actually like Stellar Blade because of its story or gameplay, which is honestly pretty sad. Because if that game actually is a good game, then it's sad that people, through that game basically in just the cultural battleground, basically, and no one bought it, and no one played it. Okay, that's the consequences of having a game that nobody cared about. Outside of like the people who fought for the game, like in the cultural battleground, and of course the R34 people who really only cared about the game for R34 and probably never even bought the game anyways. Which is probably why the game sold pretty poorly compared to other games. Star Wars Outlaws also sold pretty poorly. Even worse, because that Star Wars Outlaws probably costed more money than Stellar Blade. Which is even more of a embarrassment if Star Wars Outlaws value outsold Stellar Blade, a game that didn't really get much advertising outside of the, people who talked about it, because no one heard of Stellar Blade until like 3 months before the game came out. That's literally how the game was basically like a random game that no one cared about until like 3 months ago. And then they talked about, people in the media like, the character had big boobs, it's so sexist. And then the fandom is like, how dare you attack beautiful women? And then you had all the R44 people come out and defend the game, obviously. And then it became a whole big mess. This Star Wars Outlaws game came out like it was like Sonic 06. You had like entire parts of the game locked behind a paywall. Okay, the infamous on-disc DLC. This game really had on-disc DLC and people didn't like it. The game was gritty and buggy. The characters looked like, PS2 models. There was like just nothing good about Star Wars Outlaws. I'm not shocked that this game got nominations, considering the fact that this game was a pile of garbage, and the fact that the mainstream media are the ones picking the nominations, not the people who actually play the games. The mainstream media get to pick the nominations, okay? And of course they're saying woke one, of course, because the mainstream media and the mainstream outlets, IGN and all these, mainstream outlets pick Game of the Year. Of course, they'll go throw the woke a few bones, but I think they realize that they can't throw the woke too many bones without being suspicious, which is pretty ironic. But these are the same people who gave The Last of Us Part 2 Best Game of 2020, when it had the least impactful game of 2020 compared to Doom or Animal Crossing, was our 2 games that sort of won Game of the Year. Okay, either one of the 2. Animal Crossing was very impactful during the pandemic, and Doom was just Doom. Okay, The Last of Us had only impact on the woke, which of course the woke played the game to endlessly, but the game was like the Last Jedi of video games. Okay, it was the Last Jedi of video games. People really did not like that game. Okay, no one talks about The Last of Us Part 2 anymore. I wonder why. Okay, unlike the first game, which is still talked about to this day. Goodbye.